What is democracy? It's a question that might seem simple, but beneath the surface, it's a multifaceted concept with many different aspects. Democracy is a system of government where power lies in the hands of its people, either directly or through elected representatives. It's a system that is practiced in various forms around the globe, and it's often seen as a fundamental principle of modern political systems. One of the most critical aspects of democracy is popular sovereignty. This principle means that the ultimate source of authority and legitimacy in a democracy is the people. Citizens hold the right to participate in decision-making processes and to select their representatives. Political equality is another crucial component of democracy. The idea here is that all citizens, regardless of their background, have the same political rights and opportunities. In other words, every vote counts the same, whether it's cast by a CEO or a factory worker. Rule of law is a defining characteristic of democracies. This means that everyone, including those in power, is subject to the law and accountable under it. The rule of law prevents the arbitrary exercise of power and helps protect individual rights. Free and fair elections are another cornerstone of democracy. Citizens vote for their representatives in these elections, and they must be free and fair. This means that people should have access to information, express their opinions without fear, and trust in the integrity of the electoral process. Protection of minority rights is also a key aspect of democracy. While majority rule is a fundamental principle, democracies also respect minority rights to prevent the tyranny of the majority. Civil liberties and human rights are often upheld in democracies. These principles include freedom of speech, assembly, religion, and protection against arbitrary arrest and discrimination. Separation of powers is a common feature in many democracies. This system of checks and balances divides powers among the executive, legislative, and judicial branches of government. This separation prevents the concentration of power and guards against potential abuses. Civic education and participation are essential in a democracy. Citizens need to understand their rights and responsibilities to actively participate in the democratic process. Democracies also recognize and accommodate pluralism, or a diversity of opinions, beliefs, and interests. This allows for the peaceful coexistence of different groups within society. Lastly, a functioning democracy should have a peaceful transfer of power from one government to another. This often occurs through elections and helps maintain stability and continuity. In conclusion, while the specific structures and practices can vary, the key aspects of democracy remain the same: popular sovereignty, political equality, rule of law, free and fair elections, protection of minority rights, civil liberties and human rights, separation of powers, civic education and participation, pluralism, and a peaceful transfer of power. These principles work together to maintain a system where the people hold the power,